the Water Garden at the Players near Codrington in Bristol. I'm here with Oli Leett, my main man, and Esme. We've got his daughter here and wife over there. It's a whole family affair, this. Is she putting yet? No?
She is.
Look at that.
Feeling slow now.
Okay, taken over. Do you want to putt like Dad? Okay, so we've been. We had Oli on the Forest of Arden vlog, which was a good one if you want to go back to. I'll put a link at some point there. And Oli is a putting expert, and he worked mainly with the Aimpoint system.
Yep. Over
the last how long?
4 years I've been with Aimpoint, so yeah.
And if you don't know the Aimpoint system, well, you can explain it better than I can.
Sure.
What's roughly the premise?
So Aimpoint Express is the current Aimpoint method that's out there. It started with Mark Sweeney about 12 years ago. He worked for the Golf Channel. He used to scan the greens and he used to put the line on the telly. I don't know if you remember that years ago. That's where it comes from. So guys doing it now. Not very good, but I'm not going to go into politics about that. But anyway, from there, Mark went to the Aimpoint chart, which was highly accurate, but it took a long time to do and people didn't really carry on doing it. So,
sorry, wasp.
Felt like wasp. Yeah. So then the Express route was born 4 years ago. Adam Scott was one of the first to take it onto tour, Brian Gay. Since then we've had, over 150 tour players using it. So Adam Scott, Lydia Cole, world #1 using it. Regarding the system, it's a simple two-step process. So I just wondered if Esme's actually going to go in the water over there.
She's going for a paddle.
Where are you going?
You are.
So it's a two-step process. It's field-based, so you're feeling side slope, and we're giving it a value, and then you do whatever that value is how many fingers you hold to the side of the hole. The big thing for me is that Aimpoint gives you that confidence.
Right.
There's nothing worse than stood over a putt, unsure where you're aiming.
Yeah.
And sometimes it can look different from behind the ball, from behind the hole, or even side on, or even stood over the ball. It can look completely different.
Okay.
And if you've got that conflict, you're not going to really be confident in rolling that ball in. So Aimpoint gives you that, boom, right, that's where I'm aiming.
So you use your feet rather than your eyes.
Absolutely.
To work out
gauge the side slope.
The slope, and then you'll use a finger system where you would, depending on how far away you are from the hole, you can aim at the severity of slope, be it a 1, 2, 3, or 4, etc. And so it gives you an idea. That's the premise. Yeah. As opposed to using your eyes, having a quick look from 3 sides, and sort of trying to feel roughly where it's going. Sure. You kind of would prefer to have a target to aim at, the edge of the hole, etc.
Yeah, obviously that can. That way you're aiming can change depending on the speed you want to play the putt yourself,
right,
or the speed of the putt.
So we're using our feet, and we're going to use like this lining system with our fingers to try and see how far it's going to be, giving it the break that you've worked out with your feet rather than your eyes.
It gives you an estimate of how much it's going to break.
Right.
You can change that, to suit you. So if you want to play a putt really soft, it's going to break more.
Yeah.
So you can, with Aimpoint, we'll bend our arm a bit more and give it a bit more.
So the arm proximity.
So what I love about Aimpoint is the system.
Yeah.
But it's got flexibility to work for you,
sure,
or for you, or for me.
Yeah.
So that's how it works for everyone.
Sure.
So a lot of people will say, I'm a field-based player.
Yeah.
But or it takes too long. Some people say as well. Yeah. Which I can show you. Inside 6 feet, the read shouldn't take more than 3 seconds.
Yeah. Which is more than wandering around the whole green, walking up to it, and
Good God, yeah. It takes a long time to do that, right?
Yeah.
And that's what we see on tour. They're taking up to a minute, and that's why they get close to that. Is he taking too long or not? But
I think what I like about it is it structures each time. It's exactly what you're going to do every single time, rather than we don't really know our process because we wander around just looking at the hole. Whereas with Aimpoint, it's stand here, stand there, get your readings, and then got your Aimpoint, and off you go.
Sure.
I mean, it's just like every single time, which is everybody's on about these kind of pre-routines that we try and focus on to take our minds off the putts or the shots. And with this one, it's absolutely based on that routine, isn't it? Because you would do the same thing every time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is
and it keeps you in that process, into that present moment, because it's a process. It keeps you in that present.
And what did you do before this came around? You were still a putting coach there, or?
I was just starting to be a putting coach. That's when I set up League Putting Hub at Ross Golf Club and bought my Sand Putt Lab and built an indoor green. How did I coach green reading? I really struggled.
Right. Okay.
Like what would you say to people? Like, yeah, get there and sort of look at it.
Well, it's kind of, I've always said this.
That's why I got in touch with Aimpoint and said, look, I can't read greens. Well, I can read greens okay. I don't really know how I do it, but I'm okay at it.
But that's it. When you're teaching someone, like for my advice, it's a lifetime of looking at the green, feeling the green, and a lot of people don't want to go through that lifetime, especially if they've only just started playing. Sure. I mean, what is the putt? Oh, well, I kind of wander on, I can feel as, you know, and all these different aspects. If you've been playing for 30 years, you've got that. But whereas with this, it's completely routine based.
People think green reading is a mystery.
Yeah.
And you know, Mark with Aimpoint has given us a system to show people it's not a mystery.
Sure.
It can be. I've got little 5-year-olds doing Aimpoint.
Yeah.
From to 80-year-old women.
Right.
To tall players.
Yeah.
To, you know, my wife who doesn't even play golf.
Yeah.
So
sure.
I've got full.
It does make it does make sense for sure.
So,
well, I guess we know that when we get
on an
unlevel surface, we move our body to suit so we don't fall over. We do it all the time.
Everyone, absolutely, of the 420 people I put through Aimpoint, every single one of them can feel slow, without doubt.
Yeah.
People worry, you know, oh, what if I can't feel it, or she's not going to go over that hill, is she? If she disappears, we better stop.
Yeah, we can do. Okay, so look, what we'll do is, if you don't mind, you do it, line up a putt.
Yeah.
As you would.
I'll show you the.
Show you how quick it might be, or the
I'll
process.
show you how quick it is. Yeah. Okay, so Aimpoint Express, the short putt read is inside 6 feet, so we're purely going to halfway to feel the slope. That's actually a 2. That puts me to aim right lip for this putt. It is downhill, but right lip is good. So let's hold up.
Great.
Lovely.
That looks easy, and you've been holding them all day like that, which is a little bit annoying. But you can't hold every single putt, but you can read them correctly.
Yeah.
And that is part of that's part. I mean, everyone, not necessarily you, but just generally, once you know this process, you will at least definitely know what it's doing.
The more you practice, the better you get.
Yeah.
So you know, you've been feeling slow for a couple of weeks now. The more you play, the more you practice, the better you get.
Yeah.
I've been doing it for 4 years. I've played, 25 rounds this year. That's 700 putts, and I think I've misread 2.
Right.
So 700 putts and 2 have been the bad read.
And obviously you've kept your stats on that, so you actually know exactly that is right, which is a good thing for everybody. Oh, that's fantastic. Okay, and is there any sort of drills for us mere mortals that you think is a good idea for putting? Because people just practice putting, just hit putts, and they don't know what they're doing, do they?
No, absolutely. I've got a library of 30, 40 drills. There's hundreds of drills online. I think any drill is good for a golfer.
Do you pick them specifically for your pupils because of problems they might have, or is it just a drill is a good drill kind of thing?
Definitely make the drills. If the person is struggling with distance control, they're going to have more distance control drills.
Yeah.
If they're struggling on right to left putt, then let's go on right to left putt. So I would definitely tailor your drill, your practice to your tendencies.
Sure.
Still maintenance, holding out is key. I think that's where amateur golfers think that they're as good as pros holding out, and they're miles off. The pros hold a lot of putts inside 5 feet, inside this distance.
Yeah.
They hold 80% from 5 feet, and 3 feet they're at 99. They hold a lot of putts, where I think the amateur golfers don't hold so many.
Yeah.
And actually from 15 feet, 20 feet, the amateurs don't actually hold many, but nor do the pros.
Yeah.
So, from 20 feet, the pros hold 1 in 10.
Yeah, I mean, that's a misconception as well with an 8-foot putt for a professional. We see them knocking them in all the time. 50% for an 8-foot putt. So
on telly, we end up watching the winners.
Yeah, the best, the guys playing and putting at their best for sure.
So if he has a good week, or she, they'll hold 70%.
Yeah.
Right? But the tour average is 50 from 8 feet.
50% from 8 foot. I mean, I think that's an incredible stat. Especially like Oli said, you see people holding them all the time when you're watching on Sky Sports or whichever net where you're going for. And it's because they are putting at their best. And if you guys are putting well, your stats will be higher, obviously. But generally speaking, don't beat yourself up if you miss an 8 foot, I would say. Right, so have we got something we could do?
My favourite drill at the moment is the high-low drill.
High-low drill.
So you pick a putt that is on a good slope from 5 to 10 feet. So what's that, an 8-foot putt?
Yeah.
I just did a little cross on the green to make sure I place my ball in the right place.
Okay.
So you go through your normal process of reading the putt. So This is actually on a 4% slope, so a big old slope on this one. You work out where you would aim, so for me I'm aiming a good 16 inches right on this putt. What I would like the player to do then is to try and visualise the line and place the tee peg on their intended line.
Okay, right on it.
Okay, right on it.
Yeah.
So with Aimpoint, we've just developed last year a thing called Drop Point,
Right.
which is actually, we've actually got a way to work out exactly where the ball's going to be on any given place.
Before it drops to the break.
Just along the putt, we know exactly where it's going to be
Right.
on every putt.
Okay.
So we've got a way to work that out, which is a sort of Aimpoint Express advanced
Sure.
lesson.
Okay.
So for me, that point's going to be there. So I like it to be, put the tee roughly 2 foot from the hole.
Okay.
Okay. So now it's a little bit high. Now the goal is to hit this putt, and you've got to hole it twice in a row, one to the left of the tee and one to the right of the tee.
Okay, so you're getting the pace of a drop one and a firmer one.
Sure,
When you
yeah.
see on the TV now, they used to do one line, and now they're doing this kind of line where you can hit the firmer putt and be a bit more aggressive or die it in.
It's not very good though, is it?
No, it's not very good. No.
They don't seem to get it right very
It's
often.
like the weather. they always say, well, it's
Perhaps
going
they don't take the weather into consideration like Mark used to. But, anyway, yeah, so Stu, do you want, shall I hit this or do you
Yeah, I
want to
don't
go
mind.
with this?
Either way.
If you don't think the tee's in the right place, please move it.
Okay.
Let's see you do this. This is a drill I'd say more for better players, but at the same time I think it's great for amateurs or all level of golfers, because you're working on the 3 skills of putting, which is your read, your start line and your speed.
Right. Okay.
And you've got to alter all 3
Yeah.
to hold this putt.
Right.
When you go left or right. So which one are you going for first?
I'm going to go to the right a bit, but I might just move it. I was going to hit it a little bit further there. Do you think that's our one?
I personally think the tee's in the right place.
I'm going to go with Oli. I'm going with Oli. I mean, he's the expert for sure. So let's go. I'll go to the inside of it
Inside of it.
first.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will buy you a beer if you hold this on the high side now. 2 in a row. Pressure's on. Or a gin.
Okay,
We're
Jim.
going-
All right.
So just before you hit that,
Yeah.
you hit that putt, obviously
That was the easy one for me because that's a firmer one.
a firmer pace and less break.
Yeah.
So now you've really got to adapt.
Yeah.
You're going to have to aim higher.
Yeah.
You're going to have to, start it higher.
The pace,
and
right.
stop the speed.
Yeah.
So it's really going to,
Okay.
really give you some adapt. You've got to adapt your skills. You can do it, Stu. The money's on you. What did you learn from that putt?
Well, obviously the first one that was too firm, so I want probably the same line and less
Yeah.
pace.
So see how next time you have that putt, you'll learn from it and you'll
Yeah.
hit it a little bit softer.
And so the idea is just to hold 2, one inside, one.
Yeah.
Always on a break.
But now you've missed, you go start again. You're going to go low again.
Sure, you got to get 2 in a row.
So even if you miss the low one, you go high. So you just go high, low, high, low, high, low, high,
Sure.
low.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, that's my favourite.
Let's get a third one. So that's brilliant. So you guys, you can always connect with Oli if you need any tips on your putting. Get down to Ross on White Golf Course. It's definitely worth a trip. He's taught me loads about putting over the last couple of years, which I've been going towards. He's been helping me out with all kinds of bits and pieces, but green reading especially. And I had some problems with right to lefters. And so get down. You can see him online. I'll put some links on the line at the end of it. And hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for coming on, man.
Cheers.
It was good to see you. Cheers.
Cheers, Dewey. So this is one of my favourite drills. It's a drill that I stole from Mike Burry. He's on Twitter. Check out his Instagram or his Twitter or his Facebook account. He does some fantastic putting drills and long game drills. So check him out. This one's called the hammock, which I stole from him. So what you've got to do is put 2 tees into the hole to create a hammock. Then put a ball on the edge of the hole. Start from 3 feet away. The goal being to hit this ball into that ball and get it to sit on the hammock. Happy days. Once you do that, you move back 1 foot. So the goal is it's a simple, start line drill if you like, but there's a bit of speed in there as well. It just makes it a little bit more fun, a little bit more funky. So give it a go. It's a great drill.